Good morning. Welcome back to the channel Awesome Learning. Children, in the previous class, we studied how Rutherford performed an experiment with the help of gold foil and alpha particles. And he also had certain observations. He also explained those observations and he also gave certain postulates regarding the structure of atom. But later on, till date, we are not studying Rutherford's model of atom. Now, why are we not studying Rutherford's model of an atom? We have not accepted it as you can say, law for the structure of atom because there were certain drawbacks. So we did not accept it. Now let's see here in this video what were the drawbacks that Rutherford model of an atom had. Now, children, the orbital revolution of the electron is not expected to be stable. Now, let me tell you one thing, that Rutherford gave this theory, or we can also say that Rutherford said, you see here, he told, what is the second point that he is saying? That electrons revolve around the nucleus in defined orbit. It means just like the planets in our solar system are revolving around the sun, similarly, electrons are also revolving around the nucleus in particular orbits. Right, this was what Rutherford said. Now, according to his theory or according to his saying, the question arises that if any particle in a circular orbit is moving around, then it is having some acceleration. Now, you have studied acceleration in physics. I hope if you remember what is acceleration, you know that velocity upon time is acceleration, right? That means if any object or any particle is moving in a certain orbit, then it is undergoing certain acceleration. You know that unit of acceleration is meter per second square. तो अगर कोई पार्टिकल मूव कर रहा है या अगर कोई पार्टिकल सर्कुलर ऑर्बिट में मूव कर रहा है तो कुछ ना कुछ काम तो कर रहा है ना, acceleration हो रहा है. Now during acceleration, whenever a body is accelerating, charged particles will radiate energy. If a particle is moving, if a particle is having some acceleration, then the charged particles of that body will throw out energy or radiate some energy. मेरी बात बहुत ध्यान से सुनना, इसलिए मैं दोनों लैंग्वेजेस में बोल रही हूँ, इंग्लिश और हिंदी. अगेन आई एम सेइंग कि अगर कोई ऑब्जेक्ट घूम रहा है सर्कुलर ऑर्बिट में या अगर उसके पास एक्सलरेशन है और वो ऑब्जेक्ट अगर चार्ज्ड है, ठीक है, दो कंडीशंस हैं. पहली कंडीशन है कि एक्सलरेशन है, दूसरी कंडीशन है कि वो चार्ज्ड भी है, तो कुछ ना कुछ एनर्जी रेडिएट करेगा, थ्रो करेगा. तो हमारे केस में इलेक्ट्रॉन्स जो हैं दोनों चीजें शो कर रहे हैं, वो एक्सलरेशन भी शो कर रहे हैं और इलेक्ट्रॉन्स तो चार्ज्ड होते ही हैं. कौन सा चार्ज होता है इलेक्ट्रॉन्स पे? नेगेटिव चार्ज, राइट. तो दोनों कंडीशंस फुलफिल हो रही हैं और इसका मतलब इलेक्ट्रॉन्स कुछ ना कुछ एनर्जी रेडिएट करेंगे. दस द रिवॉल्विंग इलेक्ट्रॉन वुड लूज एनर्जी. अब अगर वो एनर्जी थ्रो कर रहे हैं या फेंक रहे हैं या रेडिएट कर रहे हैं, तो कोई भी चीज अगर हम दे रहे हैं तो वो मेरे पास अगर वो चीज है और मैं दे रही हूँ किसी को, तो मेरे पास वो चीज कम हो जाती है. तो अगर इलेक्ट्रॉन एनर्जी रेडिएट कर रहा है तो उसके खुद के पास एनर्जी कम होती जाएगी. इट विल लूज एनर्जी. Okay, the electron will lose energy and it will finally fall into the nucleus. जो इलेक्ट्रॉन न्यूक्लियस से बाहर घूम रहा था, चक्कर काट रहा है न्यूक्लियस के चारों तरफ, अगर वो एनर्जी थ्रो करेगा या रेडिएट करेगा तो वन पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, एट वन पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, धीरे धीरे जब उसकी एनर्जी कम होती जाएगी तो इलेक्ट्रॉन क्या करेगा, वो न्यूक्लियस में आके गिर जाएगा। और अगर न्यूक्लियस में आके इलेक्ट्रॉन गिर जाता है, दैट मीन्स व्हाट, इफ दिस वर सो, तो एटम शुड बी हाईली अनस्टेबल, तो एटम डिस्ट्रॉय हो गया, एटम का स्ट्रक्चर डिस्ट्रॉय हो गया। अगर एक एटम के न्यूक्लियस में ही उसका इलेक्ट्रॉन गिर जाता है तो एटम डिस्ट्रॉय हो गया। लेकिन आपको याद है, यू रिमेंबर द डाल्टन सेड दैट एटम कैन नॉट बी क्रिएटेड नॉर इट कैन बी डिस्ट्रॉयड। So this question was put up in front of Rutherford. Rutherford से पूछा गया कि आपने यहाँ पे सेकंड पॉइंट में कहा कि न्यूक्लियस जो है इट इज रिवॉल्विंग अराउंड द इलेक्ट्रॉन इज रिवॉल्विंग अराउंड द न्यूक्लियस इन पर्टिकुलर ऑर्बिट्स। तो बताइए कि इसका मतलब इट इज हैविंग सम एक्सलरेशन, एंड इफ इट इज हैविंग सम एक्सलरेशन इट विल radiate some energy, and if it will radiate some energy, the energy will be lost, and at one point of time the electron will fall into the nucleus, and if this is happening, that means atom is unstable. But we know that atom is not unstable. हमेशा से ये कहा गया है कि atom is stable, it is quite stable. So what will you say regarding this? This question was not been able to, Rutherford could not answer this question. रदरफोर्ड इस बात को प्रूव ही नहीं कर पाए, वो इस बात का जवाब नहीं दे पाए, या वो एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाए इस चीज को कि कैसे होगा या ऐसा क्यों हुआ, या जो भी क्वेश्चन उनसे दिया गया, ही कुड नॉट गिव सम सैटिस्फाइड आंसर, and because of this his theory was rejected, and today we are not studying the structure of atom of Rutherford. Rather, we have another scientist here who answered this question. So there was an answer to this question which was given by Neil Bohr, you see. So Neil Bohr was the scientist who gave the answer to this question in order to overcome the objections raised against Rutherford model. देखो कितनी अजीब बात है चिल्ड्रन कि पूरा का पूरा रदरफोर्ड ने एटम का स्ट्रक्चर डिस्क्राइब किया, बस अब वो एक क्वेश्चन का आंसर नहीं दे पाए. He could not explain one question, and because of that his theory was not accepted. But later on Neil Bohr came with the same theory given by Rutherford, but only one thing he added. What did he added? He actually answered, or he actually satisfied the other scientist by giving the answer to that question which was put up in front of Rutherford about the revolving, or the about the acceleration of the electron. So he answered it. Now, how did he answer it? Let's see. He gave two postulates, or he gave 2 points to satisfy that question. What he said? He said only certain special orbits known as discrete orbits of electrons are allowed inside the atom. So it's not that according to Neil Bohr, he said, it's not that all the orbits are allowed inside the atom, only discrete or special orbits are allowed inside the atom. Okay, so electrons are only present in some special orbits. ऐसा नहीं है कि electrons will be present in all the orbits. Second thing, he said that while revolving in discrete, because the orbits are special, because these are discrete orbits, these are special orbits, so when electron revolve in these particular orbits, they do not radiate energy. And if they do not radiate energy, they will not lose energy, and if they are not going to lose any energy, they will not fall into the nucleus. So this was a little bit of theory given by Neil Bohr. So you see, this is the structure of an atom, and these are the discrete orbits or shells. This is the nucleus. The first orbit or shell is known as K shell, and it is always numbered as N1. The second one is L shell, N2. Third one is M, N3, and fourth one is N shell N4, and so on. So this, if you take science later on, you will study much more about this topic in higher classes. But for this, in class ninth, this much of information is quite sufficient for all of you. Why did he said so? So children, here on this page, there are certain questions you see. Question number one, on the basis of Thomson model of an atom, explain how atom is neutral as a whole. Now this you have to write down this question. These four questions you will write down in your chemistry registers. The first question I hope is quite clear. You will write it by yourself, but let me explain you. Now, what are they saying? They are asking you that taking into mind about the Thomson model an atom, you have to explain how an atom is neutral. Now, what Thomson said was, Thomson said that the amount of positive charge and the amount of negative charge in an atom are equal. Now, because the amount of positive and negative charges are equal, so the atom as a whole is also neutral. This was the answer for the first question. Second question, on the basis of Rutherford's model of an atom, which subatomic particle is present in the nucleus of an atom? So you will name the nuclear particles present in the nucleus. So which subatomic particle is present in the nucleus? There are two particles. One is neutron and the other one is proton. Third question is, draw the sketch of Bohr's model of an atom with three shells. So you have to draw this diagram. This diagram. This is answer number 3. And the last question here is, what do you think would be the observation if alpha particle scattering experiment is carried out in a foil of a metal other than gold? Now this question, children, you leave this question, do not write this in your chemistry register. Question number 4, you will not do. Now let's move on to the next topic, neutrons. This we will be doing in the next video.